Welcome to Valor Fights 27 at the International in Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm Vince Ferrara alongside Casey Oxendine from Team Oxendine. Another great night of action here in Knoxville. And our main event tonight is a pro middleweight kickboxing bout. That's right, a pro kickboxing bout. It features the debut in pro kickboxing of Portland the Promise Pringle out of Lexington, Kentucky, and he's taking on Terry the Bull Bullman out of Bullman's Kickboxing and Krav Maga here in Knoxville. Casey, break down our main event tonight.
What a contrast of styles. You've got Pringle, who holds tremendous victories over guys like Devin Pleasance and Justin Fisher, local Knoxville favorites. But then on the other side, he's facing Terry Bullman. This is a guy that right here in Knoxville. When I came into Knoxville 10 years ago, there were three names I heard: Jeremiah Huskins, Ovan St. Preux, and Terry Bullman. This guy has trained with Ace Miller for a tremendous boxing career, and then he's even fought in the World Combat League under Chuck Norris. So this is a tremendous legend meeting a young lion. I can't wait to see it.
The last name is Bullman. His nickname is the Bull, and he's gone running with the Bulls in Spain. He's 41 years old. It should be a lot of fun taking on the Promise Portland Pringle here tonight. That's our main event. All the action starts at the International for Valor Fights 27 next.
Valor Fights presents back-to-back weekends of MMA action. On Saturday, November 7th, Valor returns to beautiful Pigeon Forge, Tennessee in the Smoky Mountain Convention Center with Valor 29 New Blood Rising, with tickets starting at only $20. A week later, on Saturday, November 14th, Apex Fights comes back to the Tri-Cities live from Sullivan North High School with Apex Fights 8, featuring 3 MMA title fights. Doors open at 5 p.m. for both nights. More information and tickets on sale for both shows now at valorfights.com. All ages welcome. Card subject to change.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your amateur co-main event of the evening, and it will be in the featherweight division, brought to you by Ogle, Elrod, and Baril. When the action begins, your referee in charge of this bout is Josh Ward. Introducing first, fighting out of the Hogs red corner. He comes in tonight with a record 6 wins, 16 defeats, and 1 no contest. He weighed in 146 pounds, fighting at F5 MMA in Morristown, Tennessee, Nick Haymaker Baker! His opponent, fighting under the OEB blue corner. Here's the occasion tonight with 5 wins with only 1 defeat. He weighed in 145 pounds, fighting out of Upper Cumberland MMA in Cookeville, Tennessee, Sawyer by God Rich!
Josh Ward, our referee in this featherweight bout at 145, our co-main event among the amateur MMA card. It's Nick Haymaker Baker in the black and red trunks taking on Sawyer by God Rich in the black and white trunks.
What is going on here? Nick Baker closed the distance, looking for a takedown here. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's something that I'm sure Sawyer Rich is not expecting.
Yeah, but Sawyer Rich now tying him up, using those using the clinch work. Now we're back in the center.
Sawyer Rich made quick work of Billy Combs in their last bout.
I'll tell you what, man, Nick Baker really winging those punches here. Little shots from Sawyer Rich. Nick Baker really throwing hard.
Saw for a second there, Nick Baker with the leg trying to get the takedown.
Now I will say this, Nick Baker needs to really be careful if he does get the takedown. Sawyer Rich has a great ground game. And here we go.
First takedown goes to Sawyer Rich. A minute gone by here in round number 1, already gone longer than that Billy Combs fight did for Sawyer Rich.
What's going on here? Mouthpiece.
All right. Josh Ward, quick work, didn't have to move him much at all.
Now remember watching Nick Baker here versus Buck Yates last time we were here at the International, and that was one heck of a battle.
Yeah. Sawyer Rich with the black fingernail paint. That's something you don't see every day from fighters. Won't impact him, of course, tonight.
And what a sleeve there with Sawyer Rich. Look at this, going after an arm bar. It's Nick Baker. locking up that armbar on Sawyer Rich. Rich doing what he needs to do here. He's stacking.
Got out.
What I would do if I were Baker is look to transition to triangle choke. Beautiful. He needs to grab the head of Sawyer Rich. Rich needs to raise up. I wouldn't play around in this position.
Seen a little more versatility from Nick Baker this time.
A little bit. Just couldn't quite finish the triangle. I mean, he's there.
Down to the final minute here in round number 1 in this featherweight.
Look at this going for the armbar again, man. He is Nick Baker's submission crazy here tonight. Look at this. He might be locked up here. Sawyer Rich might be locked up here.
Sawyer Rich lifted Baker up, tried to slam him down to get out of it. That did not work.
But again, Rich, very, very refined. Look at that. Beautiful escape. Did exactly what he needed to fend off the submission, stay good and tight, and now he's back on top, controlling the round for sure.
And let's see if Rich can rain down a few key shots here at the end of the first round.
I'm anxious to know how Nick Baker's feeling. You know, he really pulled hard on those arm bars, on those triangle attempts. That can burn those legs up, man. Fill them full of lactic acid, make it very difficult. But look at this, he's dancing it off. I'm sure he's fine.
That's part of the entertainment from Nick Baker. Sawyer Rich, though, put his hands up at the end of that round, too. The crowd responded. He's got a great contingent of fans, it sounds like, here tonight. So you would give that first round?
I give it to Sawyer Rich. I mean, Baker was trying for those subs. I wouldn't have called him close one bit. A beautiful takedown here. Like I said, he never had Rich's arm extended. He never really locked down the triangle enough to put him in danger. Now, one thing going into the second round that Nick Baker's going to have over Sawyer Rich is, you know, Sawyer Rich had one fight in the last year. Nick Baker's had like, what, 30 or 40? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's really familiar with going the distance and being out there. Sawyer Rich, he finished his last guy pretty quickly.
Nick Baker fighting in July, that's like other people taking 2 years off.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah.
It's only a couple months. So we're ready for round number 2 in this featherweight bout. 3 3-minute rounds at 155, and we're underway. Round number 2. They exchange like they did.
Big
early.
shot there by Baker, grazing. Another left hook.
Haymaker letting him go.
Oh, big shot! Big shot!
Rich. Can Rich hang on?
Rich seems to have recovered somewhat, but his eyes are somewhat glazed here.
Yep. Can Nick Baker take advantage of a stunned Sawyer Rich? Corner giving instructions to Nick Baker.
Wow, epic fight already here. And down he goes, Sawyer Rich doing what he has to do to recover. Only time will tell how much damage was inflicted by Nick Baker here. Look for the guillotine from Nick Baker.
Down they go again.
And again, Baker continues to climb. Sawyer Rich seems to have composed himself here.
All of Nick Baker's wins.
Oh, here we go. Baker looking for an armbar here. Again, Baker looking to lock this thing down. Sawyer Rich defending well. Wow, he's pretty tight with this one. Pretty tight. If I were in Baker's corner, I would be saying reach in with the left arm, spin around, see if you can spin Sawyer Rich. But Rich, very, very tight. He knows how to defend the armbar. He steps over the leg. Beautiful work there.
Well done by Rich. And now trying to rain down some shots.
But, you know, Rich, he seems to still be, you know, off a step there. You know, that shot took its toll. It could have dropped his adrenaline, but doing what he has to do, man. What a warrior is Sawyer Rich and Haymaker Baker, for that matter.
Rich covering up the mouth of Nick Baker as he's trying to slow that breathing of Nick Baker, who is in full guard on the bottom. Final minute of round number 2. Sawyer Rich going to be aggressive here. Doesn't want to get stood back up. Corner asking for Baker to try to push off. Sawyer Rich has kept his composure through all this.
Yeah, and it seems like he's starting to get his way, but here comes maybe the triangle. This is a very, oh, wait a minute, looking for the armbar. I don't know, he might have just given up his back here.
Nice job by Baker to get out of that and not give up his back completely. Has to be frustrating for Baker that he had that kind of shot that put Rich down.
I don't know who I give this round to, because that was a very, very hard shot that dropped Sawyer Rich. He did complete the takedown and he did grind out the rest of the round, but that was a hard, definitive shot.
And he still was on the offensive.
He was on the offensive,
yeah.
but Baker did also tie up another armbar, which again was not close at all. So
right.
it's weird. Like I said, that's a much tougher one to call. I think I would give round 1 to Sawyer Rich. Round 2 can kind of go either way depending on what the judges in the corner think.
No, I agree with you. I think Baker showed more. Let's take a look at the replay.
Here we go.
Tell us what you see.
Big left hook followed up by the overhand.
Not sure if this is the shot that put
I think
Rich
it's
down.
coming right here. Big body shot, overhand right. That was a big shot and very definitive. And the judges are going to remember that.
Beautiful combination, too. Got the left to the body and then the overhand right. That's what you like to see. But yeah, I agree with you. The way you have it scored 1-1 and 1.
It could be 1-1, or it could be 2-0 for Sawyer. You know, I mean, it just depends on how you see it. If I'm in Sawyer's corner, I'd be saying, man, we need to finish. You need to finish the fight, or you need to at least take this third round for sure. I wouldn't think that you had it in round 2, because you never know.
How does Sawyer Rich look to you coming out of this corner?
I mean, I think he actually looks better in coming out in the third round than he did in the second. I think he sort of seemed to be flush. Oh, look at this. Haymaker throwing big shots. Sawyer Rich underneath. Looking for the lift, and down he goes.
Sawyer Rich, very impressive.
Yes.
That takedown. He's got 4 or 5 here in this fight already, as we're almost 30 seconds through round number 3. Could be a 1-1 bout right now, with the winner of this round maybe winning this thing. Amateur MMA co-main event. I'm Vince Ferrara along with Casey Oxendine here at Valor Fights 27 at the International in Knoxville. Sawyer Rich on top, Nick Baker on the bottom. Baker trying to stand up.
Yep. If I'm Nick Baker, I'm looking to go ahead and get near that cage, get up on that elbow like he just did, and work his way back up the cage. Make Sawyer Rich have to work hard to keep him down, because in this situation, Sawyer, he can coast it out and he'll probably take the fight.
Sawyer hasn't been able to land much in terms of the ground and pound and just raining down. Sawyer posturing up a little bit.
Looks like Baker looking for that triangle yet again. Sawyer Rich posturing well, avoiding the situation.
Little offense from the bottom by Baker. Why do you think Baker hasn't been able to finish off those submissions from the bottom? And
I'm not certain, but he's landing some leather there.
He almost was completely out there. Just couldn't
Here we
get to his
go.
feet.
Here we go. Baker trying to get up. Sawyer Rich driving him back down. Doing exactly what he wants to do here. Oh, here we go. Back to his feet.
Wow.
That's a big shot.
Big right, a second right. And now trying to rain down a kick. And will he let Rich get up?
And how definitive is this going to be? This is a hard fight to call here.
Big right from Baker. Another one, a left to right.
Big shots. Way to close out this fight.
We're under a minute left in round number 3. Nick Baker with that flurry.
And now who do you give it to? Who do you give it to?
It could be decided in these final 35 seconds. A knee from Baker caught this time, from Rich, and almost a takedown.
And Baker
didn't get
stays up. You better watch the ankle. Sawyer Rich looking for that leg lock possibly.
20 seconds left in this bout. Baker, a flurry here could win him this round and the fight.
Look at this. Baker looking for an arm triangle possibly.
I don't know if he has the time, Casey.
These two have delivered a tremendous fight.
Wow.
Who takes it? Who takes it? At anybody's guess right here.
Both fighters showing confidence, trying to get the crowd on their side.
Gosh, you know, I mean, you got to say that Nick Baker, he delivered two very definitive moments in two of the rounds, 2 and 3. You know, the big knockdown, of course, he ended up on top there at the end of the fight, which is you know, really says a lot to the judges. But Sawyer did everything he could. He controlled the fight throughout. You know, for the majority, he was in the positions he needed to be in.
Casey, take us to this replay.
Well, right here, you know, I think that towards the end of the fight, Baker's coming on. He was able to finally get up off his back, and he lands some serious leather here.
Boy, Haymaker let his hands go.
I really seriously love this fight. A lot of people were saying it was going to be fight of the night. I tend to agree here. It was a tremendous bout. Props to both men. I think the world of both of them. Tremendous respect for both Sawyer Rich and Nick Haymaker Baker.
Yeah, very talented guys, both 24-year-olds, and taking different paths to get to this point. But, boy, they delivered here in Knoxville. And this is going to go to the judges' scorecards. Our judges here tonight at Valor Fights 27, Thomas Brooks, James Lyles, Steve Leach. Will it be Nick Baker picking up win number 7 in his amateur MMA career, or Sawyer Rich going to 6-1? Let's go to the cage. The judges' scorecards, our official decision. Here's Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to your judges' scorecard for decision. Judges score this bout: 29-28, red corner, 29-28, blue corner, and 29-28 for your winner by split decision, Sawyer by God Rich!
Valor Fights presents back-to-back weekends of MMA action. On Saturday, November 7th, Valor returns to beautiful Pigeon Forge, Tennessee in the Smoky Mountain Convention Center with Valor 29, New Blood Rising, with tickets starting at only $20. A week later, on Saturday, November 14th, Apex Fights comes back to the Tri-Cities live from Sullivan North High School with Apex Fights 8, featuring 3 MMA title fights. Doors open at 5 p.m. for both nights. More information and tickets on sale for both shows now at ValorFights.com. All ages welcome. Card subject to change.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next bout will be in the professional catchweight of 175 pounds, brought to you by Buckethead Tavern. And when the action begins, your referee in charge of this bout is Jimmy Neely. Introducing first, fighting out of the Hogs red corner. He enters the cage tonight with a record 4 wins with 5 defeats. He weighed in 175 pounds, fighting in a team fast in Whitesburg, Kentucky, John the Machine Cook. Standing across cage tonight, fighting out of the OEBE blue corner, undefeated with a record of 3 wins with no defeats. He weighed in 181 pounds, fighting out of KMAA in Knoxville, Tennessee, Alan Stewart.
Both fighters in red trunks. It's John the Machine Cook with the black gloves and Alan Stewart with the green gloves. Interesting on Alan Stewart, all but 2 of his fights have been won. Of his wins have been via submission. Had a strike victory in his last bout.
Here we go. Big left hook right out of the gate by John Cook. Big shots. Here goes Alan Stewart with the takedown. So Alan Stewart doing what he has to do right here. Stewart known to have a good guard. Cook halfway past, close into that half guard position. Very strong is John Cook. I mentioned before that one of my fighters, Stoney Hale, faced Cook recently in about a couple of months back. And man, you know, he remarked about how powerful Cook was, and really he's on the prowl here right now.
Stewart
got a little cut over the left eye there of Cook, but he's undaunted.
Wow, that looks like a significant cut.
Yeah, that's sick, but look at him. He doesn't care.
Will it be a factor, though? It's above the eye.
It could be.
And Stewart lands with a right. and kicks towards the head.
Stewart with those hands down, he needs to keep them up. Oh, that was a big shot. That was a big shot by Stewart there. Now he's deep under the hooks, under the hips of John Cook.
Takedown by Stewart.
Oh, yeah. Crimson mask there.
A lot of blood.
Of John Cook.
And Stewart with an advantage. Now he goes full mount, and actually where we go.
Oh, here we go. I think they're going to take a look at that cut.
Yeah. Wow.
That's pretty deep.
And our white mat here at Valor Fights is turning red quickly. Wow.
Wow, that's pretty sick. That's hard to tell.
And they're swelling there.
I think they're going to wave that one off. But, I mean, it's not bleeding that bad. That's the thing. It may not be that deep, but
it's underneath the eyebrow. It's like over the eyelid. It's a tough spot, but you're right. It's not like it's gushing. But
yeah, it's not gushing. It looks pretty bad. It's pretty deep. They may call it, just because it, could cause more damage if it gets hit again.
And there is a little bit of swelling.
They're going to let it.
Well.
They're going to bring them back down. And of course, if I'm in the corner of Alan Stewart, I'm going to say, obviously you can't get your fingers down in it and get your hands, but
and Stewart's ready to go, but Jimmy Neely.
Here we go. Watch that guillotine. Pulling on that guillotine. This could be it. It's deep.
Stewart cranking it.
That's not the way to go. That's not the way to go if you want out of that guillotine.
It's tougher to hold on to that when your
opponent
has blood.
Looking for that pass is John Stewart. Here we go, looking for a guillotine of his own. I don't know if I would have pulled that guillotine if I were John Cook.
Cook on the bottom.
But I could be wrong. It's pretty deep here.
And Stewart
Cook
slides
on
out.
top now. Stewart looking for a sub of his own. How competitive here, and he caught him. That's
there
it, the armbar.
Alan Stewart stays undefeated. 4-0.
I told you it would be a good fight, man. That was a ton of energy in a few short seconds.
Impressive. And the cut, not a factor in the end, but boy, it was an impressive start for Alan Stewart. He finished it off with the armbar for the victory. Unbelievable. Take a look at the replay. Take us through it, Casey.
Yeah, absolutely. Alan Stewart looking to capitalize on John Cook's leaving his arm hanging. He just left it kind of hanging in there. He's looking for the punches, got a little overzealous, and got caught for his efforts.
And Cook being worked on. That's a deep, deep cut, but it's the guy to have working on your cuts right there. Got a lot more on the way. Knew you'd enjoy this one. And it'll be a win for Alan Stewart and KMAA. And Knoxville continues to roll here tonight at home. Knoxville Fighters.
Yeah, huge props to Alan Stewart for keeping his composure, and to John Cook for delivery, man. He came out with a ton of steam behind him, and it was it made a very entertaining fight, in my opinion.
On the way, we got a bantamweight bout and much, much more.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jimmy Neely has called a stop to this fight. 2 minutes, 15 seconds into the first round. Your winner by submission via an armbar, Alan Stewart.
Alan Stewart, your winner, now 4-0 in his MMA career. And Cody Quinn, we'll talk to him in just a second in the cage. Here at Valor Fights 27 at the International.
Alan, I'll talk to you real quick. First things first, we'll talk a little bit about yesterday. You had a real hard weight cut coming in. Did how you felt yesterday affect your performance any tonight?
First and foremost, we're going to give glory, honor, and praise to the Lord and Jesus Savior, Jesus Christ. Sorry, I can't talk right now. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Doesn't say some things, it says all things. The weight cut was really hard. Coach says to to always be prepared for what we want to do. Obviously, I mean, I wasn't prepared for a 175 fight. I made it to 180. Just my body just shut down. And when I got to 180, I couldn't do the rest. I want to thank him for continuing to go ahead and take the fight. Just gotta get to the drawing board and get it right. Absolutely get it right, because that's not acceptable to not make weight.
He came in here tonight. You tagged him early, opened up a nice cut over his eye. After that, you guys kind of flopped around on the ground. You ended up in a real slick armbar. Was that the game plan, to kind of put him on his back, or just see what he did? Like, what was the game plan for the fight?
Pretty much just, grind him out, get him on the ground. We thought we were better on the ground than he was. I was kind of weary because I'm tired. Weight cut, I thought he was going to get to me. He hit me with a big shot, and I stumbled a couple of steps and fell against the cage, and I was like, crap, this dude hits hard. So then I immediately shot for the takedown. He stuffed it. I don't know what I hit him with to open him up. When we got up, I just seen it was cut, and I was like, I'm getting that cut. So that's all.
You're undefeated still. Don't look now, another MMA fighter, undefeated, making a run here. What's next for you? When are you looking to take another fight? What weight are you looking to fight at next time?
Whatever that man says. Just got to be prepared. That's all. That's the most important thing is get back and be prepared and watch my walking weight and where I need to be and stay there and be professional. That's it. But as far as what's next, whatever he says, I don't care if it's 170, 185, 205, heavyweight. I don't care. Whatever he says, whoever, let's do it.
Undefeated now 4-0, Alan Stewart, ladies and gentlemen.
Valor Fights presents back-to-back weekends of MMA action. On Saturday, November 7th, Valor returns to beautiful Pigeon Forge, Tennessee in the Smoky Mountain Convention Center with Valor 29, New Blood Rising, with tickets starting at only $20. A week later, on Saturday, November 14th, Apex Fights comes back to the Tri-Cities live from Sullivan North High School with Apex Fights 8, featuring 3 MMA title fights. Doors open at 5 p.m. for both nights. More information and tickets on sale for both shows now at valorfights.com. All ages welcome. Card subject to change.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Valor Fights 27 co-main event of the evening in the Valor Light Heavyweight Division, brought to you by Mad Tatter Studio. When the action begins, your referee in charge of this bout is Jimmy Neely. Introducing first, fighting out of the Hogs red corner. Tonight he enters the cage with a record of 3 wins with 9 defeats. He weighed in 204 pounds. Fighting out of Champions Freestyle MMA in Birmingham, Alabama, Fred Weaver. Standing across the cage tonight, fighting out of the OEB blue corner, undefeated with a record of 2 wins with no defeats. He weighed in 205 pounds. Fighting out of KMAA in Knoxville, Tennessee, Isaac Fine.
We're ready for this light heavyweight bout. Jimmy Neely, our referee. Fred Weaver in the black trunks from Birmingham, Alabama. Isaac Fine in the red trunks from right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. We are ready. No touch of gloves and an exchange right out of the gate.
Isaac Fine with the takedown. Looking for it.
And Weaver just pounding on the back.
Wow, lots of shots there by Weaver. And back up to his feet.
And got the momentary takedown, but back up was Weaver. 3 5-minute rounds.
Continues to tussle with Fred Weaver with that single leg position. That's one thing, is that Isaac Fine, he will continue until he gets what he wants.
2 big guys here in this light heavyweight bout at 205.
And again, Weaver shuts off the takedown. Isaac Fine again with the pressure.
Weaver put his heel back up against the cage and sliding that arm up. It's fine, he gets it.
Now he's got to watch Fred Weaver. He's looking to turn away. If he turns away too much, Isaac Fine will jump right on his back.
And looks like he might be trying to go there. Weaver pushing down the back of the head of Isaac Fine in those red trunks.
And this is the thing here. You know, Isaac Fine, his head is wide open there. Look at this again. Now, will Weaver remain down there? The guard of Isaac Fine is unbelievably good. Triangle City, if you don't move inside that guard.
And look at Weaver pushing down the chin of Isaac Fine.
Here we go.
There
Watch that climb. That is very dangerous.
Pulling the head down. He's trying to set it up.
Here we go.
Saw him going for the armbar.
Back
He
to
got
the
out of
feet.
there. Weaver got out of harm's way.
Tell you what, this has been a tremendous grind already. You know, I mean, Isaac Fine having to expend a lot of energy, but looking great. You're working hard to get that takedown. Fred Weaver looking great in a defensive posture.
Weaver snapped back at his corner. I don't know exactly what the instruction was, but he basically said, I'm trying.
Right. Well, it may have been when he was sitting inside the guard of Isaac Fine. I know that if I was in the corner, I would be very, very concerned. Now that's,
Wow.
here we go.
Nice transition there by Weaver.
Yeah.
Past the midway point in round number 1. Full guard.
And again, look at this. Isaac Fine has the right arm of Fred Weaver tied up somewhat. Aborts. Maybe looking for the go-go plata.
He's setting it up.
Yep, now he's got the right arm of Fred Weaver contained. This could be nasty.
Wow, look at
Really bad spot. When a guy with serious jiu-jitsu starts to tie you that way, here it comes, the triangle choke. It's what I was afraid of here.
He might be out now.
Fred Weaver looking to
It's
slide out, and
over.
it's done.
Wow.
No surprise whatsoever once he locked up that triangle position. I said it before, when you're dealing with a top-level BJJ guy, you cannot leave an arm hanging, man, because he will wrap you up, and next thing you know, you're triangled.
You called it, Casey. And
But hey, man, props to Fred Weaver.
Yeah.
Dude, he thwarted off that takedown a number of times, and really, you know, he looked good until
here it is.
he was stuck in that spot, and what can you do, man? Nothing but tap.
Wow. You're right, though. Weaver was very valiant in defending those early on.
Weaver gave a tremendous effort in this fight, and he actually did a lot more than most people expected. I think most people thought that Isaac Fine would come out and finish pretty quickly.
It did happen in the first round, but Isaac Fine certainly worked for it and got that finish in this first round to keep his record perfect. Now 3-0 in his professional MMA career. All right. Jimmy Neely is standing by with has our 2 contestants back to the cage for our official decision. Here's Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jimmy Neely has called a stop to this fight. 3 minutes and 26 seconds into the first round. Your winner by submission via triangle choke out of the blue corner, Isaac Fine.
Valor Fights presents back-to-back weekends of MMA action. On Saturday, November 7th, Valor returns to beautiful Pigeon Forge, Tennessee in the Smoky Mountain Convention Center with Valor 29 New Blood Rising, with tickets starting at only $20. A week later, on Saturday, November 14th, Apex Fights comes back to the Tri-Cities live from Sullivan North High School with Apex Fights 8, featuring 3 MMA title fights. Doors open at 5 p.m. for both nights. More information and tickets on sale for both shows now at valorfights.com. All ages welcome. Card subject to change.
Knoxville, Tennessee, this is your main event of the evening. Professional kickboxing brought to you by Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill. When the action begins for this bout, your referee in charge will be Josh Ward. Introducing first, fighting out of the Hogs red corner. Tonight, he makes his professional kickboxing debut. He weighed in 186 pounds, fighting out of 4 seasons in Lexington, Kentucky. P3, Portland, the Promise, Pringle. Standing across the cage tonight, fighting out of the OEB blue corner, with a professional kickboxing record of 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 draw with 1 knockout. He weighed in 194 pounds, fighting out of Bullman's Kickboxing in Knoxville, Tennessee, Terry the Bull Bullman!
Josh Ward, our referee for our main event pro kickboxing bout, middleweight division at 185 pounds. It's presented by Ogle Hill Rod and Burrell.
Hands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. So I have any questions for you, Portland? Any questions from you, Terry? If you want to touch gloves, do so now. I'm not ready to fight. And it's on.
Portland the Promise, Pringle in the black trunks, white gloves. Terry the Bull Bullman, red trunks, black gloves. Josh Ward looks to his left, to his right. The cage is closed. 3-minute rounds, kickboxing, professional style. We're underway.
A little chill up the spine right here, man. I'm so excited. It's the old line and the young line going at it.
Bullman sticks the left jab, then a kick.
Bullman looks great for 42, man.
He's very relaxed in there as well. Three-minute rounds, professional kickboxing. Kick connects by Terry
those
Bullman.
don't feel good, man. Promise.
Pringle feinted with the right and backed out. Terry, wow, tripped. And then on the attack is Pringle. And then Josh Ward says no, slip. They will reset. Might have been just a trip there,
Yeah,
right?
I believe it was.
Yeah.
And here he comes, delivering that right leg kick.
Pringle looks a little bit more hesitant to throw. Actually, there's an overhand right.
And a check that time.
Bullman starting to settle in here a little bit. And we'll see if he gets a little bit more aggressive. Isn't that cage control?
Oh, big shot.
Right, and
That
down
was a
goes
big
Bullman.
shot.
That's stunned and connected on Bullman.
Yeah, I can see it in his eyes. It's not good. Can he get it together here?
Bullman nods yes. Josh Ward takes a look. Standing 8 count, asks him to come forward. And here we go. Minute 5 left to go in the
still
round.
a little wobbly here.
Bullman is staggered. Could be hurt. Pringle on the attack. Wildly
Those
throwing.
are big
Connects
shots.
the left
Those
and
are big
right.
shots. Down he goes.
Terry Bullman. He's
That's
out.
it.
And Portland Pringle wins. And Terry Bullman
What a finish.
Terry Bullman was stunned and then tried to come back and could not after being stunned by Pringle. And what do you think here on the replay?
You know, it was, he got dropped that first time, and you could see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
And, he stepped back up. He moved forward to fight, and Pringle smelled blood, man. Again, it's a guy that's very savvy. He knows the sport. He's a young man in the sport. And I'm not being a hypocrite here. I retired 10 years ago myself. So, I'm 38 myself. I don't step in there. I don't like to get hit in the face anymore. I don't think it's a good thing for my family to see anymore. But, Terry, props to him for going up there and giving it a shot because, he had a goal and he wanted to go for it. And I'm proud of him, as a fellow aging athlete to go out there and give it a shot. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. He got knocked out. And that happens.
You could tell the disappointment. He looked over to us when he was out and the fight was over. He looked over to us right in front of our broadcast spot, and you could tell he felt like he could really do well in this.
Yeah,
fight.
it's disappointing, but Portland's an amazing competitor, man. He's a great fighter, and you've seen it in mixed martial arts. I mean, it takes a lot to take Justin Fisher out to take out guys like Devin Pleasance. He's a real deal competitor in the world of combat sports.
And in all of those things that Portland Pringle has done, one thing that continues, all of his fights won by finish. for Portland Pringle. All right, back to the cage official decision. Here's Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Josh Ward is going to stop to this fight. 2 minutes and 5 seconds into the first round. Your winner by TKO out of the red corner, P3, Portland, the Promise, Pringle.
Yep.
Portland Pringle, the Promise, delivers what he probably promised, and that was a win here tonight in our main event. So congratulations to Portland Pringle, wins in his pro kickboxing debut out of 4 seasons in Lexington, Kentucky. He is now 1-0, and that's a pretty big name.
Absolutely.
And an accomplished guy he's just defeated.
Yeah, and and props to both men. Props to Portland for doing what Portland does, being a tremendous athlete in today's world of fighting, and props to Terry Bullman for coming and
Portland,
stepping back
stop
up.
real quick. Your debut kickboxing, and tonight against a hometown favorite. You came in, landed some big shots early. How'd you feel tonight, putting on the big gloves instead of the small?
Man, I just want to thank Terry for coming out here. That guy has excellent credentials, man. I was a little more nervous than any MMA fight. Man, I just thank the guy for coming out here. All the fans for supporting everything. Man, I'm just happy to get that first win in the kickboxing, man.
It was a big win against a really good guy who's been a lot of places as an amateur. What's next for Portland Pringle? You're going to maybe try another kickboxing bout? You're going to go back to the roots and go back to MMA? What's next?
If I do kickboxing, it'll probably be somebody with less credentials than this guy. I don't need that type of nervousness no more. I got a fight here in 3 weeks in South Carolina, and that's what's next, man.
Anybody you want to thank?
I want to thank Cassandra Brown and my kids for coming out here supporting me. 4 seasons, Lexington, Kentucky, Steve Bell, Michael O'Donnell, Raymond Diaz. Thank you guys for coming out here, man. Appreciate the fans, everybody. Thank you.
Portland Pringle, ladies and gentlemen.